Tom. Hello. Oh. Oh. This dashboard is different. And my tiny boy brain can't handle it. Whoa, this is weird. Where is my chat? Oh, there it is. I don't know how anything works here. Welcome, everybody. Everybody. No, don't want to hear myself. Wow, that was a nice song, wasn't it? I wrote it myself. Just for you. Promise. No foolies. I really need like a start stream screen, don't I? Because no one's here yet in chat. But when you watch it back afterwards, it's like, oh, he's been live the whole time. But that's why people have stream starting screens, because you don't have this awkwardness. Let's hang, buds. I've got a beer. I've got chat. And I'm ready to fucking party. What's up, Kay? How we doing? How do I fucking pop out chat now? Switch to non-mod settings, pop out chat. I had this with the boys the other night as well. It's not working though. When I pop it out now it breaks. Why does this happen? Why? No, I can't pop out chat because it doesn't work. Hooray! I love it! I'm so glad things work. But hey! I got an emote thanks to Sleepy Beep subscription. Thank? How does that work? Send thanks. Apparently that's what it is. I didn't know that that's what that did. And I will forget to do that all the time. But thank you. I don't know what it was. Let's close this. Let's close this. Can't close that. Let me see if I can get the chat to pop out elsewhere, because this is annoying. I like having chat popped out. There we go. Connecting to chat. Boom, baby. It didn't work. Streamlabs. No, don't log in with YouTube. Why did you do that? That was annoying. I'll be with you in just a second, chat. You gotta do shit. Because apparently I'm bad at all this. But we already knew that, didn't we? Okay, there's chat. Got it. Everything was different. This is I didn't even stream that long ago, and everything's already different. But hi, welcome. Shmabadoo! Thank you for the tier 1 sub. What a great name. Septic Zumba Girl, thank you for the 11 months. And Septic Shorty, thank you for the 10 months. An even bigger Twitch baby, a 1-month-old baby. It's a lot of responsibility to take on board. Love the music, thank you. As I said, I wrote it myself. Opinions on YouTube Rewind? I will get to that in a bit. That was actually one of the reasons I wanted to stream, was just, we sat down and watched YouTube Rewind. I was like, I kinda wanna hang out with people. Well, I was also in London today doing cool stuff. And I didn't want to just sit back and record videos when I got back, so here we are. I have nothing ready for tomorrow yet, but that's fine. I'd rather live in the here and now, you know? How was the traveling? I mean, it's fine. It's just as far as London, so London's not that far away. It's only like an hour up and down. You watch an ad from Coke? Still making money off me, huh? All that free advertising I gave them. And nothing. What's going on with my hair? I'm emo boy today. What's up? I'm wearing a hat all day, so now it doesn't look right. Need a haircut. I'll just go back to the bun. Like this. How does hair? Does anybody know how hair does? There we go. Look like I'm going to church. Hi, it's me, Soft Boy, and I believe in great things for all. Lo-fi Kiwi hours? Sure. Thanks for being here while I do my work. You're welcome. I don't know if it's work, because then I feel bad for distracting you from your job, but I don't know. I just drank like that's because I didn't want to hit my mic. I need more volume for my curls. I used to have mad curly hair when I was younger. Not like the super, like, crazy curly fry hair, but it was a lot curlier than it is now. You're cooking and making a taco salad. That sounds delicious. What am I drinking? I am just drinking a Corona. The lightest of beers. A Corona Extra even. La cerveza más fina. Just some cervezas in the evening, you know, just to unwind. You have the shittiest hair ever? No, you don't. You have your hair, and it's unique to you. USMC Sniper Wolf, thank you for the 10 months. Keena Ryder, thank you for the 2 months in a row. Miss Fox, thank you for the 2 months. Baby Houseplant, thank you for the 8 months. Can you say hey to Carson, Zoe, and Brianna? Hi, Carson, Zoe, and Brianna. I hope you guys are doing well. Celestial Angel, thank you for the tier 1 sub, as well as V-Sin. Bilo Green, thank you for the 100 bits. The Crockett Man for the prime sub. Viper Rop, thank you for the prime sub. And Schmertle for gifting a sub. Appreciate you guys. Am I excited for Outlast Trials? I don't really know what it is other than it's like a multiplayer Outlast. And that to me does not sound fun. We've a bunch of multiplayer horror games and none of them have ever clicked with me. So I don't know why this one would be any different, but I will keep an eye out for it and it might be fun. If I can still play it solo, that'd be cool. But depending on how many players you can do, it might be fun to just get the boys together. And fuck it up, Kenneth! Is BB awake? Yeah, he just ate, actually. He ate at 8. And he is probably up with Gab now, because she's streaming. Quality is good, Jack. Thank you. That is that primo new internet running at 5,000 KBS. At 1440p and 60 FPS. And it's just, ooh. You love to see it, chat. You love to see it. Halo? I might play Halo in my spare time. I've never finished a Halo game. I played some of the first one and I played a little bit of Halo Reach, but I've never actually owned a system to be able to play them all on until I got my Xbox, and then I didn't really want to play Xbox Halo. Not that I don't want to play Xbox Halo, I don't want to play Halo on a controller, because I'm really bad with controllers for first-person shooters now. I'm just too slow and clunky, so I kind of want to play it with PC. And now it's out in Steam. Oh, Red Barrels did say it could be played solo too. Neat. I did see everyone thought it was a VR game, the Outlast Trials, because the cover for it has them wearing like big glasses, but that's just what they wear in the game, I assume. They immediately had to clarify that it wasn't VR, and then it's probably like, yeah, maybe we shouldn't have had them wear those big giant goggles in the thing, because it really looks like a 4-player VR game. Will you play Game Grumps game? Their new one? Sure. I'll try it out. Whenever I say I'll play stuff, by the way, I don't always mean in videos. There's a black cat laying on my feet. Oh, that's sweet, Ketch. Seagirl, thank you for the 6 bits. Could see you online after seeing you in LA. Just finished a final exam. Miss seeing you. Oh, thank you. That's sweet. I hope your final exam went well. Stay Home Goblin, thank you for gifting a sub. Dr. Fox, thank you for the tier 1 sub. Kejel, or KL, thank you for the 1,000 bits. No message, but 1,000 bits. That's really generous of you. Thank you so much. You didn't need to do that. Master Harbich, or Harbich, thank you for the Prime sub, as well as Icy Wizard. Andrew, thank you for the 2 months. Ruby, thank you for the tier 1 Prime, or tier 1 Prime. Tier 1 sub. Meox after that for the Prime. Thank you. And Melissa, thank you for the 7 months. That's really sweet. Thanks for sticking around. And Foster Gal, thank you for the 19 months. You guys are so sweet. I love you. Thank you. I barely ever stream here. I'm trying to make a better habit of it now that I have decent internet and can. Welcome, little Dolly. You're just in time for a stream. Yeah, I know Sollyface is out on December 13th. I will be playing it and I will be finishing it, but I will be in LA on the 13th. I have to head to LA for the charity stream is on the 14th. And I'll make a YouTube video about that soon, going over the details and everything. But I won't be at home the day it releases, so it'll probably... Ah, shit, it'll be like a week after it comes out that I'll be able to play it, which sucks. Because I really want to be able to play it when it comes out, because a lot of people are waiting for me to play it. But I'll get to it when I can, I promise. And not a little misfortune promise. I will actually get to this one on time. Connor Wilton, thank you for the 100 bits. Lythari, thank you for the gifted sub. Milan, thank you for the 100 bits. Milo, thank you for the 16 months. Do you think if I lick Baby Yoda and throw him, he'll stick to the ceiling? I don't even think you'll have to lick him. I think you can just throw him at the ceiling and he'll probably stick. Starfire, thank you for the 100 bits. Siri Silver Sky, thank you for the 100 bits. Do you have any advice to how to keep up motivation during gymnasium? Well, that kind of depends on you as a person. I can't just give you motivation that works for me. And even for me, it's not the same thing every time. It's like a different thing every day. Or a different thing every time, sometimes. So it's not all like one brush and you paint and then it makes a perfect picture every time. But I'd say just taking things slow and taking things step by step. Don't think too big or too far ahead. Just keep to yourself. I don't mean like close people out, but just like keep to what's happening now and go through that and find things to motivate you. It doesn't have to be something in that field to motivate you, but just do things that reignite some passions, that give you some joy outside of that. Because usually a lack of motivation is a sign of like burnout, that you've just been doing the same thing for too long without any breaks or without any sort of variety or change. So if you keep doing the same thing over and over again, you're going to keep getting burnt out and you're going to have no motivation to do any of it, even if you do like it. So find some other stuff to do that will keep you interested and keep you going. Circle Sky, thank you for the 19 months. I think I got you. Drock and Roll, thank you for the Prime sub, as well as Sakura Girl. Pissy Ann, thank you for the tier 1 sub. P Newt Scoot, thank you for the tier 1. Arpek, thank you for the 15 months. Appreciate it. Annika, thank you for the 3 months. Merkabat, thank you for the 17 months. That's crazy. Jake in the box, thank you for the 100 bits. How you doing? I'm doing good. I had a great day today doing my interviews. My tinnitus is flaring up again though, which is really annoying. Since the start of the year, it's just kind of been getting worse and worse and worse. And I had somebody over recently to check my ears, like what would you call them, an audiologist? I had someone like that come over to the house and check my ears because I really thought it was like a wax blockage in my ear, because I've had that before when I was younger and I had an ear infection, especially this year, and this is the one that's been troubling me. And he came over and he was like, no, your ears are completely clean. So I was like, fuck, that would have been like the perfect easy solution to it. But now turns out I just have a loud ringing ear all the time and it doesn't go away ever. So yeah, Troy has tinnitus too. A lot of people who do music have tinnitus, and most people have a form of it that's not that bad. At the start, before this year, I've had tinnitus since I was like 18 because I made some stupid decisions. Protect your ears if you're going to a concert, please. Especially if you feel like stuff is actually a little too loud. Do not be too proud to cover your ears. Do not be too proud to leave, and do not be too proud to bring earplugs. Because that was me. I went to a concert and I was a heavy metal dude and none of my friends had a problem and everyone else was headbanging and I was like just grinning and bearing it. But my right ear was really like, I could feel my eardrum bouncing in my head and it was hurting me. And ever since that, I've had tinnitus. And before, on a scale of 1 to 10, it was about a 4. I could hear it, but I'd really have to focus on it. Now it's about an 8. So it's getting pretty bad. So it could be a lot of things. It could be bad diet. It could be stuff that I'm eating. It could be a blood pressure thing. It could be, as he was saying, like my eustachian tubes here. If you have a cold or you're coming into flu season, these can like swell up. And then when you swallow, there's like a bit of oxygen that goes into the inner ear that helps keep the pressure. It keeps the pressure on the inside balanced from the outside. And sometimes those tubes can fuck up. So it might be a thing where I just have to clear out my sinuses, where I have to clear out my throat, my nose, my head. Who knows? I'm going to go to my GP in a bit and figure it out. So it kind of sucks. It's not so bad. I don't have hearing loss, which is good. But it's one of those things that if you have tinnitus, you're kind of stuck with it for your life. And to have my ears fucking up at 29 is kind of troubling. And there's sometimes when you can kind of like feel a pressure in your head. And that's why I thought it was a blockage, like a wax blockage, because I've had that before. And it kind of feels like sometimes your ears get a little muffled and it feels like something's there, but you don't know what it is. But these days, sometimes I'll just have like a sensation and it's like, oh, that's not nice. Or sometimes I'll just have everything will kind of like go blank and then you'll just hear a ringing go from high to low and it'll kind of calm down and then everything's fine. But you get that from drumming. Yeah, it's a lot of that stuff as well. It was drumming without ear protection sometimes. It was the concerts. It was just a lot of gigs that I went to. So I fucked up my ears between 18 and 20 and now I'm kind of suffering for it. So that's what I'm saying. Please take care of your ears. Sounds like tendinitis or migraines. I don't get migraines, but it could be something like that. Bottom line is, I'm not dying. And there are worse things to happen. So, we'll see. Hopefully my doctor has some stuff that he can say. The audio guy was also saying, like, just steam your head every now and then, or put Vicks VapoRub into a bowl and kind of steam that way and just clear out your passages. Because sometimes after taking showers, it does feel better. But who knows? That random ringing isn't normal. That's a tinnitus thing. Well, that's the thing. A lot of people just have a mild form of tinnitus because we live in a culture now with a lot of headphones and a lot of inner ear ones, and they're just blasting sound at your ears more so than we've ever had before. So sometimes your music can be a bit loud and it doesn't have to hurt your ears to actually do damage to them. So that's why I've been more careful with audio, like for streams and for that kind of stuff. And I guess me fucking yelling constantly over the years has not helped either. So that's also kind of a reason why I'm trying not to yell as much. But that's probably a subconscious thing. I'm not actively trying to be like, okay, I won't yell as much because my ears hurt. It's more of, I don't know, maybe my brain is just doing it anyway. Maybe I'm just older, I just don't yell all the time anyway. Admiral, thank you for the 10 bits. Top of the morning to you, Jack. Praying for it. Thank you. That's sweet. Dark Knight, thank you for the 200 bits. Whoopoosh, thank you for the 6 months. Max, thank you for the Prime. Hannah, thank you for the 100 bits. Could you say hi to my dad, Rob? He got home from the hospital after a big operation. Oh, hi, Rob. I hope that you heal quickly. And thank you, Hannah. Whips, thank you. I don't know how I said thank you. I just saw you in the chat. But yes, ear issues are... Well, there's worse things that happen, but they are pretty bad. Sometimes, if that's just kind of annoying me, it kind of puts you on edge and kind of makes you a little cranky because it's something where it's like, just fucking stop. Maybe you're just a boomer. Probably. You're just old and falling apart. Aren't we all? We are literally bred and born to fall apart from the day we're alive. Stay Home Goblin, thank you for the 5 subs. 5 gifted subs. That's really sweet. Isn't this just delightful? Jack can't be a boomer, he's just too cool. My ears ring every now and then, is that bad? Nah, I think everybody's ears every now and then have a little ring to them. Again, just probably a byproduct of the times we live in. But if it's constant ringing, then you should get it checked out. Watch YouTube Rewind. I watched it earlier. And I do want to talk about it a small bit. Maybe we should do that now. For any of you who haven't watched YouTube Rewind, should we watch it? Can I get my desktop up? I don't know. Might be interesting to watch it together. This one. 2 million views 2 hours ago, yeah. Turn off the music for a second. I don't know if this is going to work because I don't normally have my... Oops. I don't normally show my desktop for stuff. Oh, there we go. Yeah. You should be able to hear it as well. Yeah. So this is YouTube Rewind 2019. This just went up 2 hours ago. So let's... I'm sorry, my face is kind of blocking some of it. I'll make it a little smaller. There we go. My face has to be on screen at all times. That's just how it is, because I'm a narcissist. So, some person tweeted that out earlier, that gamers who showed themselves on camera while playing the game and talking a lot are narcissists. Just flat out said that. He said, don't want to make any enemies, but they're narcissists. And it's just... Oh, hey, Jane. It was followed up by a bunch of people being like, oof, no. There are narcissists, and there are people who just are the fucking worst on YouTube. But to tar everybody with that one brush to say all gamers who show their face on screen are narcissists. Yes, it was met with a bunch of okay boomers. And it's a shame because it was made, that tweet, I'm not going to say who it was because I don't want anybody going after them. Even though it's a bad take, but still... No one should have the fucking brute force of the internet coming down on them. Not that you guys would, but you know what I mean. Anybody could watch this and then go, yeah, you're a fucking idiot because Jacksepticeyes said. But they did make some cool stuff out there in the world, and it's a shame to see them have that kind of attitude because it didn't come from a place of inquisitiveness. It came from a place of punching down and trying to be like, hey, fuck those people. Instead of... Misinformation is fine. If you have a prejudice against something, that's perfectly okay, because a lot of people have prejudices against a lot of things. And you see something and you judge it immediately, that's fine. But it's not looking into it and not asking questions. It's just to go to just generalize and label everything the one thing. That's what the problem is. Anyway, YouTube Rewind. It's 5 minutes long and it's completely different than what they normally do. K-pop! Yeah. They
so awkward.
Did not like that last year.
YouTube Rewind 2018, the most disliked video in the history of YouTube.
Yeah. So, if you haven't seen this yet, I'll give you a little preface. Last year's was fucking terrible. It had some decent production quality and everything, but it was incredibly tone deaf, and last year was not a great year on YouTube, so a lot of people were like, this is weird. And I said I wasn't going to be in it last year because I felt like the platform was not in a good place. Not to be like, oh, I'm making a big stand and I'm making a big statement by doing this. I just personally didn't really want to be in it. It's a lot of effort to be in these things when you're flown out and then you stand around for ages, and then if it doesn't end up being good, it all feels like it's not worth it. And then it turns out YouTube Rewind 2018 was shit. A lot of people said that. That's not a controversial take. But then they turned around, and I like the idea behind this because they're like, you didn't like that last year, so here's exactly what you did like. But they took it very literally, and it's just like a top 10 list of the most liked and most watched things on the platform, which on paper sounds fine, But now they end up in the whatever, we'll just watch it. So there's some really awesome people in this. A lot of people I don't know, obviously, because I don't know everybody in the platform. Jenna! Is Twitch gonna ban me for something shown in this? Can't remember that lady's name, but she is amazing at gymnastics. Shawnee! Russian channel, don't know. This is cool. Sister. Best bald YouTuber 2019. Ah, this one was sweet. So that's quite a disparaging difference. That Felix's was the second most liked video on the platform this year, and it was 4.7 million views. And then the next one after that was Mr. Beast, but it was labeled "Make this the most liked video on YouTube," which is kind of cheating, but whatever, it doesn't matter. And then it was 10 million views. That's a huge difference between second and first. But those are the liked videos, and then they go through some categories on the most watched creators in different categories, but you might notice something a little different about one of the categories. Most like music videos, makes sense. J-Hope! Okay. Lil Dicky. Yes! I actually remember that being higher. Oh wait, yeah, K-pop will... yeah. I thought they'd be number one. Man, people just really like Shawn Mendes and Camila Cabello? I don't know how to say her name, fuck. This is embarrassing. But yeah, so like it makes sense what they're doing. I did not know dance videos were as big as they are. There must be if they have their own category. I mean, the gaming category. But the gaming category is the most viewed video games. Grand Theft Auto, 36.9 billion views. Fortnite, 60. But Minecraft is sitting at 100.2 billion views. 100 billion views. That is fucking nuts. But the thing about this is that all the other categories are kind of... Well, it's talking about the music videos, and then some of the other categories are talking about the people in those categories. But then the gaming one is talking about the games on their own. And what I think happened is that, well, there's a lot of... Gaming is still probably one of the biggest, if not the biggest viewed genre on YouTube. Which is fucking awesome. It's cool to see Minecraft come back and all that kind of stuff. And the amount of views... Minecraft and Fortnite together are 160 billion views. But there's no... They don't highlight gaming YouTubers. And this has nothing got to do with me. I don't give a shit that I'm not in it. I didn't do anything spectacular in 2019. That's perfectly fine. But it's kind of weird that it's just the games. What I think happened is that the games have bigger numbers. So YouTube Rewind is still an advertisement for what's on their platform. And if they can turn around and say like, oh, X creator had 1 billion views this year, and that would be high up on the list. But it's a lot better if you turn around and say, no, Fortnite and Minecraft had 60 and 100 billion views respectively. So pushing out these numbers is like, holy shit. I did not realize how big Minecraft was. So it's still kind of an advertisement in the same way. But they didn't highlight the actual gamers this time. But it's fine because some of the gamers show up later in the highest or the most viewed actual channels.
Duh.
Beauty videos are massive.
Just watch this.
And they're still going with the theme in the background of the songs that were really popular this year as well, which is what they've always done. 1.6 million likes, holy fuck. This is a good one. This one I really like. Having a whole section dedicated to breakout creators is a good move. Janelle was huge. Oh, Noah. Is Noah Schnapp a YouTuber now? Food is always a good one. Yeah, so I like that a lot. Sorry, I keep pausing it, but I'm not going to be concise afterwards if I don't pause it, because I have the attention span of a fucking wooden board. But I really like that they put in breakout creators. It doesn't have Will Smith in it, which is a shame, my favorite YouTuber. But it is nice to see them highlight people who are up and coming, because that was something that was kind of missing a lot of years. It felt like old YouTube rewinds were a lot of the people that you've seen too much of already, doing the same stuff that they've already done too many times, because they're the faces of YouTube. And people who hadn't been relevant in years were still in it, and people always complained about that kind of stuff. But having actual breakout creators is cool. I like that a lot. That's a good move. It must feel so good if you're one of those creators. These are the most viewed creators overall. Laser Beam! I'm really glad Laser Beam's in it. I really like Lannon. I think he's a really cool dude, and I like him a lot. And I think our channels are very similar in a lot of ways, because we're loud, well, he's not sweary anymore, but we're loud, sweary, accented men.
Let's plant the tree!
Mr. Beast, of course. Dude Perfect, always fucking killing it.
What?
David Dobrik, yeah, makes sense. Jelly had a great year. Good for him. I've never heard of Pencilmation before, so that's a good thing. That I now have a new channel I had never heard of before. And who's number one? The same person who's always number one. First Thai creator to hit 10 million views. Biggest Spanish channel. Biggest female artist in France. These kinds of things are cool as well. I like that. Kurskasagt. Love Kurskasagt. First Indian channel to get 100 million views. Oh no, they were their first channel ever to get 100 million subs. I forgot. Sorry, Felix. BTS being the biggest 24-hour debut in YouTube history. So, that was it. So, it's not, I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world. A lot of people are going to meme it and shit all over it. 280,000 dislikes. With 189,000 likes. So, it's a bit of the same problem again. I think anything they uploaded was going to get a shit ton of dislikes just because people want to meme last year and they want to beat last year's. And it's fine. And that's the most insulting part about it, is that it's just fine. It's just, it is. It's not bad. It's not good. It's just, it is what it is. There's some good parts in it. And again, I like the idea behind it to be like, you didn't like last year's, so here's literally what you liked. This is what has the most amount of likes. But sometimes that doesn't always work, because sometimes people can ask for likes. Sometimes people can rise up for whatever sort of opinions they have and get a shit ton of likes that way. Or there's a bunch of caveats that come with that. But the thing is, they were so afraid of last year's going wrong again. Like, last year's was so shit that they were so worried about that happening again that they just made something that was so innocuous and so bland. It's too boring now to be any sort of statement on anything. Like the other one, last year's, as bad as it was, people remembered it. People thought about the clips that were in it. And it had a visual identity to it. This one, a lot of people are going to say it's cheap and it's lazy. I mean, I don't want to say it is, because I don't know the reasoning behind why they did it the way they did it. But now the problem is that it's just too boring. So now you can't really have an opinion on it because it's just kind of nothing. Whereas the last ones, at least you could meme them. I'm making sure my door is closed, by the way. I keep looking over because I realize that the door could be slightly open, but I always have to have my window open here because it gets too warm. And now that BB is here, he could sneak in behind me with my headphones on and jump out the window, and I don't want that. But my door is closed. We are safe. But yeah, it's fine. I think it's very fine. And that's about it. It is kind of a fear response, yeah. But that also makes sense. A lot of people are going to say, I saw Watch Mojo was trending in UK on Twitter because a lot of people are just saying YouTube did a Watch Mojo video. I don't know, what do you guys think about it? I think it's just... I think YouTube are in between the horns of a dilemma no matter what they do. That's also true. They can't win no matter what they do now at this point. I do commend them for doing something different. I think doing something different from last year's is a good idea because it really shook things up. And again, people are talking about it again because they at least tried something. And I can't knock that. And again, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not trying to shit all over it and be like, oh, YouTube Rewind, bad, like every other year. Last year's was definitely bad. The other ones were like, not really my thing. But again, I do like that there was breakout creators. I do like that they highlighted them. I do like that they kind of showed what was actually going on the platform. Like, this is the stuff that's actually getting views. And these are the things that are actually getting likes. Because a lot of the stuff that was in there, I didn't know. A lot of the creators that were in there, I didn't know. It seems like there's a good range of creators this time as well, which they've always tried to do, but it was cool to see the record-breaking stuff like first Thai challenge, or the first channel from Thailand, why is that a tongue twister, to hit X amount of subs. The first French female musician, that kind of stuff. That's neat, but I just think it was too average. People are expecting a lot from it. Statistics are interesting, true. And this is kind of what they wanted to do all the time, is just show their statistics for their platform. To show how much stuff is actually happening there, but I think they just need to be really self-aware and just meme the shit out of it. I think they should actually just ask creators next year. Like, actually ask some people on the platform what they should do and get some sort of census. Because you have a lot of people who will make the meme versions, or creators will make their own version. A lot of people then will go, oh, this is much better. This is what we wanted. I don't know if that's in response to just being like, YouTube bad, Rewind bad, this one good. And they just want something else. But I think, like, a lot of the meme creators, I think, would have good insight into being like, no, this is what was popping in 2019. But again, it wasn't bad. Oh, see you later, Casper. Thanks for hanging out. But again, I think the biggest crime is that we can't really meme any of it. There's no memeable moments. What are we gonna do? All the meme channels are dead now. They're over. YouTube killed them. Maybe that was their point. No animation community? Yeah, I expected to see some of them in there as well. And that's the thing, when you start highlighting certain communities, then it feels like some other communities are left out. But then you'd never get all of them, so where do you go? What do you do with that? I think that these are just the most liked and most watched communities on YouTube, so they went with those, which is not a bad idea. Meme time is no more. No, it's over. Thankfully, I look at a lot of Jacksepticeye memes and not general memes. I look at some general memes, but it's a little different, where it's just kind of centered around this community more. See you later, Marpek. I hope you feel better soon. What's up, dumpy white boy? I'm a shaky boy. Yeah, I always do that when I'm streaming. I always like bounce my feet. I mean, I do it all the time anyway, but streaming for some reason is different. Potato memes are the only true memes. Would ever play PUBG with Jenna and Julian, maybe with Gab as well? I want to do stuff with them, but I don't know about PUBG. I'm not very good at it. How did the interviews go? They were really good. For anyone who doesn't know, I got to do more press junket interviews today. I got to interview Jack Black and Karen Gillan together, and then I interviewed The Rock and Kevin Hart together. We went up to see Jumanji last night. I can't say anything about it because embargoes and it's not out yet. But the interviews went really well. I'm always sitting there and I'm always like, oh, what if this is... The other ones have gone well, but what if this is the one that like doesn't go well at all? And some of them have gone better than others. But these ones went super well. The Jack Black one and Jack Black and Karen Gillan together went amazing because when I walked in, Jack was like, hey, it's Jacksepticeye. So he knew me because he's in the YouTube space now as well. And he followed me on Twitter and Instagram recently, which was really, really cool. And I didn't expect. So when you walk in, you're like, will they know who I am? Or was it just like a pity follow kind of thing? But he knew who I was and he said that we should collab. Which is really cool. I was smiling from ear to ear, but there was some really good moments in the interview and it went really casual and flowed really nicely because there's a problem with some of them sometimes being a little too formal. I think my one with Brad Pitt and Margot Robbie was probably the most formal one I've done because there was a lot less... They just kind of sat there and they answered the questions, which is fine. But some of the other people that I've interviewed kind of get into it and they kind of joke around a little bit more and have a little more banter. Which Jack and Karen did. They talked about sharting. Which I thought was hilarious, but you're going to have to wait to see. I think I can upload them on the 10th. So 5 days from now. So that was really cool. And then there was about an hour in between and then I waited around for The Rock and Kevin Hart, which I was really nervous for. Because I'm a huge fan of both of them. Not that I'm not nervous for the other ones as well, but I had like one under my belt that day and I'd never done 2 interviews back to back before. And I was like, okay, this is the one that's going to go wrong. I can't keep looking out like this. And that one went incredibly well too. Kevin was really, really genuine and really nice and said hello to everybody before he went into the room and shook my hand very earnestly. Not to say The Rock didn't either, but he was already kind of in the room. And they gave some really nice answers and they joked around with each other a lot and it was just very nice and casual and it was a really nice, light, fun atmosphere, which I really liked. And we got to joke around about a few things because what I don't want to happen in these interviews is because they always give you the stipulations, be like, no, keep it movie focused because you have to go see the movie beforehand and technically you're doing these to promote the movie in a way. That's what they hope will come out of these. For me, I just get some really cool experiences and I get to meet some of my favorite people and you guys get to see that interaction. But they're like, you have to keep it to movie questions. You can't do this, you can't do that, you can't ask this, you can't ask for selfies, you can't do like greetings or anything. Like I can't get them to say top of the morning to you unless it's cleared like the day before. They're very strict. So when you go into them, there's a real atmosphere of like, I don't know, will this go well or not? And then you have, I keep saying this, you have the person, there's like 10 people in the room as well as them. And then you have somebody at the side being like, 1 question left, and then telling you to like wrap it up. So it can be very nerve-wracking. But I like asking questions that are not really that ordinary. Like, I ask about anxieties and doubts and how they are as people and what they do in their spare time, those kinds of things, because that's what's interesting to me. I remember, I talked about this before as well, I remember reading an interview with Ryan Reynolds after I had met him for Deadpool 2, where he had opened up about his anxieties before, and that's the type of thing that you don't think about. You don't think about huge, big-time celebrities having anxieties or doubts about themselves or life or anything, because they're just fucking killing it, and they're so charismatic and they're so nice. At least the ones that I follow. But I like poking at those things a little bit, because they're all human, and I like humanizing things. I like relating things to people, and especially because I always bring up the idea that we sit here and we have these chats all the time, and I talk to a bunch of you in the community, and I always hear the same types of messages, and going on tour and at the Q&As and at panels and those types of things. There's a lot of people out there who are young and they're trying to figure out what they want to do in life. They're trying to figure out their path. I have found a path for myself, and most YouTubers have. Otherwise, we wouldn't be doing this at the level that we are. So that's why people relate to us and attach themselves to us, because you want to feel like you can relate to somebody who is in a position like that, who has found something for themselves that they enjoy doing, and there's an open connection between us. You can actually talk to me. I'm here actually reading chat with you. So for celebrities, you don't always get that. That doorway is never open for them. And most press junket interviews are always like, oh, how did you get in character for this role? And how did you work out? And what gave you the idea for this and that? And it's stuff that you hear them say in every interview, but I like poking a little bit further. I ask some simple questions like that, but then I start asking about their doubts and their anxieties. And Kevin and The Rock gave some really, really nice answers today. And then Karen and Jack had a different perspective on it, and that's what's interesting. Because that's what I was saying earlier, not everybody has the same anxieties, not everyone has the same problems, not everyone has the same motivations for things, so it's nice to hear other people's answers and opinions on things, because I like that. That's why I started doing the interviews with like Aaron and Troy and Matt and those guys, because it's interesting to just see how people think and see what kind of conversation you can get out of it. And as well, there's probably a bunch of people who watch my channel who look up to the people that I'm interviewing, and they would like to know that stuff. And hearing someone like The Rock, who is at the top of his game and doesn't seem to be doing anything wrong ever, and seems so nice and charismatic all the time, to hear him suddenly turn around and say, yeah, of course I have my anxieties, of course I have my problems and my worries, it really brings it back down to everybody. And then you're just like, oh, well, if he has them, then maybe I'm not weird. Maybe I'm not a freak. Maybe I'm not the odd one out. It's not just happening to me, because it's not. And I can say it all day, every day, but I've been saying it a lot for years, so maybe you need somebody with a bigger voice, a name to say it, but I like those types of questions. I think they're interesting. Gatorade wine, thank you for the 1,000 bits. No message, just 1,000 bits, thank you. That's really sweet. Tony, thank you for the 100 bits. Fix your goddamn lamp. No! Fix your goddamn attitude. That lamp is fine. But thank you for your bits. Nightly Eclipse, thank you for the Prime, as well as Calamity Heart. True Triple and Girl of Steel, thank you for the tier 1 subs. Spicy Bean Boy, thank you for the tier 1 sub. Trash number 1, thank you for the 1,000 bits. Am I gonna restock the Ego Socks? They should be, yeah. They get taken off the site when stuff goes out of stock, but they should be back eventually. If not, I will poke my merch people to get them back up. How is it being a cat dad? It's awesome. I love it. I'm always like, there he is. Look at him go. He also has a lot of nicknames now. His name is Big Boss, so we call him BB, of course. Evelyn found him when she was in Japan as a kitten, and named him Big Boss after Metal Gear Solid, of course. So now we just call him BB all the time because it's shorter. But BB turned into Beebs with me, which turned into Bieber, and now most times I just go around calling him Justin. It's like, where you at, Justin? What's up, Beebs? And then he's the tiniest little man. He's a good little sir, the smallest little man in the universe. Stay Home Goblin, thank you for the 5 gifted subs again. You're so sweet, thank you. I'm sure everyone appreciates it, thank you. That's very generous. Oh, I get it, I'm stupid. No, Milo, you're not stupid. Well, I'd be worried if you didn't get it. He's such a fluffy boy, yeah. He's great. I'm glad you guys have adopted him as well. Alexis, thank you for the 100 bits. Thank you for your awesome videos and your PMA. Thank you. You don't need to thank me for my videos. I enjoy making them. Thank you for watching. Whatever collab with Laserbeam? Yes, absolutely. I reached out to him a few times, actually, to try and figure out what we should do together, but I think he's having a hard time figuring out what type of game we should do together, because he's very in his zone with what he's making. And again, that's totally fine. I was in that zone years ago, and when my channel was exploding, and I really just wanted to focus on what I was good at and what was fun, and sort of outside influences every now and then was kind of like, oh, yeah, I could do that, but I'm like really good at doing this thing right now, and I can take my time and do some other stuff with you another time. So I get it, but when the right idea strikes, I think we'll do something together. How do the gifted subs work? If somebody's subscribed already, they can gift you a sub, but it's kind of picked at random, I think, for the people who are watching. So you can gift 5 subs, but you can't. You can pick certain people to gift a sub to, but if you pick a number of them, they will just get sent out to random people. But don't ask for gifted subs, because people are generous enough already to just give out gifted subs that we don't need people begging for them. But that's how they work. Going on holiday soon? Not really. I'm going to LA in like a week. And then we have the Game Awards on the 12th, and then I have the charity stream on the 14th. Charity stream is going to be cool, by the way. We're trying to raise a huge amount of money again like last year, and it's going to be themed kind of like last year's as well, and we're going to have some guests on again, some of the same faces again, some new ones. It's going to be really fun, I think. Just a great day of fundraising. Would I be on Unus Annus? Yeah, sure. We've talked about it before. Well, Mark mentioned it, so yeah. I'm just never really in LA that much, and when I go to LA this time, I'm super busy. I'm there for like 10 days, but almost every day is booked up, so I hope I get time to even hang out with people. Ah, thanks, Kelly. And thanks for being here again and modding. Appreciate it. Appreciate all you mods hanging out. It's a hard thing to do. Check who's better, Felix or Mark. I'll do that. I'm so tired of YouTuber comparisons from my own personal first-hand experience. You and Mark work way too hard. I don't know if we work too hard, but we definitely work hard. Which is funny, because I work hard at what I do, but I'm still sitting here being like, I could be fucking working harder. I could be making better stuff. I could be really... Next year is going to be a huge year for me, personally. Because I mentioned this on Twitter, but I'm really making a go at it to just do as much as I can. Not in any sort of like self-destructive way, but doing as much as I can does not mean doing as many videos as I can. It means doing as much of the good work that I want to do and doing that more. I want to make some really cool shit next year. It might not come out next year, but I at least want to get the balls rolling on it. There's a bunch of stuff that's going on in my head that I want to get off the ground that I'm just not sitting and taking the time to do because I'm so fixed on just making content every day. And me and Felix talked about this a lot, that I don't have much time outside of making videos to even think about the other things that I want to do, let alone take the time to actually do them. So next year I'm probably going to be taking more time off than I've ever taken off to really crank out projects, do a bunch of writing. I want to write like a full scripted thing with egos. I want to really push that. I have a shit ton of ideas in my head for that, and I'm going over like concepts constantly. And I want to, there's a couple of other things that I have that hopefully you'll find out at the start of next year that is just completely different to that. And there's a couple of things like that. I want to collab with as many people as I can, but not just do collabs like with Mark, Bob, Wade, Ethan, Felix, those kinds of people. I want to go out and start doing collabs with all these people that I just have never done collabs with before, like Laserbeam, and go hang out with Mr. Beast, or go hang out with a cooking channel or a beauty channel or things like that. Just do a bunch of different things with a bunch of different people and really get outside my comfort zone, because I'm just tired of doing the same content on my channel every day. It's fun, but there's only so many like indie horror games you can play. It's like, it's easy stuff to do. You just become so efficient at it that it becomes too easy to do. And then that just doesn't keep your passion going. It doesn't keep your motivation going. I want to do more creative stuff. I want to maybe make some music next year, work with some people who make music, do some drums for people. All these different types of things. Maybe not all of them, but just pull the lid off the box and just step outside it and just do weird shit. It might not even work out. The channel might collapse and die. Views might go way all the way down, but who cares? At least I'll try cool shit. Because it's again with the thing with my ear and everything, I'm like, what if my hearing just went? What if my hearing just vanished in the morning? And then I missed my opportunity. Not to say that if you have hearing loss, you can't do these things. But I mean, I'm a huge lover of sound, and the stuff that I want to make, I really want to like focus on really good audio for it, because I feel like that's an aspect that a lot of people miss out on. But I'm like, what if my ears just went in the morning? Just took off my head and flew away. And then I missed my chance to do that exactly the way I wanted to do it. So why am I sitting around not wasting my time, but biding time, waiting for the time for these things to happen, when I can just sit and make the time to do cool shit? So that's what I want to do. You should look at channels like Linus Tech Tips. I love Linus Tech Tips. I was watching his video earlier with the gigantic headphones that cost thousands and thousands of dollars to do. Collab with Jazza. Yeah, I tweeted at him. Hopefully we can do something together. You could have tried to be on a heist with Markiplier. I was supposed to be on it. I talked about this before. A lot of you know that already. I was supposed to be the hermit in the cave. But the Chris Hemsworth interview with Tessa Thompson was happening the same day, so I couldn't travel out for it. Do a collab with Brendan Urie. Why not? I'd love to. He can teach me how to sing. We can play Fortnite together. That's what I'm saying. I don't need to do stuff that does well, or is viral, or pops off, or is trendy. I just want to do fun shit. Collab with Call Me Carson. I'd love to. Carson's awesome. He came to my panel at PAX West just gone last year. Or this year, actually. Jesus. And he was very nice. So I didn't get to meet him in person, but he came to it and he was tweeting or DMing me. And he was very nice about my panel, so I want to hang out with him. MatPat, sure. Now we're just naming YouTubers. What about Quackity? Sure. We've interacted on Twitter a little bit. Might be able to make some meme shit. Why not? Lauren, thank you for the 100 bits. Is there anything cool you're looking forward to at this year's Game Awards? I'm hoping for some surprise reveals. I think they might show something of the Resident Evil 3 remake. I've heard rumors about that. I don't know anything about the award show this time, so anything I say is not finite or destined. Last year I presented an award. I'm not doing that this year, or at least I haven't been asked yet, and it's in like 2 weeks, so probably not. Actually, no, it's in a week. Jesus. Fuck. But maybe Resident Evil 3, there's been hints about that floating around, but people have also said that it might be shown off before the Game Awards. I just hope something surprising shows up. I don't know what else we could see. I just want to be at a Game Awards where something awesome happens. And I can actually be there in person to see it and listen to the reaction. I think that would be cool. There was some cool stuff last year, like Mortal Kombat 11 was announced in a surprise reveal. But I was there for rehearsals, so I knew the surprise already. But it was cool, like, when you've seen the trailer and you know it's about to happen, and then you can kind of just like sit and like scan the audience to see what they're thinking. That was cool. I didn't know about the Joker from Persona 5 being in Smash, though. That was an awesome reveal. Are your glasses crooked? No, my head is probably crooked. My face is probably crooked. But who knows? There's a bunch of games coming out next year. Who's better looking, The Rock or Ryan Reynolds? I'm gonna have to go with my boy Ryan. No one can top Ryan Reynolds for me. The Rock is awesome, and I have a huge amount of respect to him, and I'm a big fan. Just for his work ethic and his charisma and just his sheer killing life's obstacles kind of attitude. It's phenomenal to just see him go at shit. Some might say he works a little too hard, but it's awesome. But Ryan Reynolds he's my boy. He's cool. And he looks great with a beard. Is The Rock really large? Yes. He's bigger than you think he is. And Kevin Hart is way smaller than you think he is. He's short. Like, really short. He's fucking great. I love Kevin Hart. He had so much energy and he's kind of like bouncing around. He's animated and I love that. And he's like such a big presence for such a small dude, but he is like child-sized. And I'm not exaggerating. He is legitimately like a child. He comes to about my shoulder and I'm not a tall dude. As short as you. I fucking got there before you guys. How was Karen Gillan? She was delightful. They all admitted Karen and Jack admitted kind of being jet lagged. And I feel like for them, it kind of feels like sometimes they feel like they have to kind of perform for the interviews because they're there to try and sell the movie, or they're trying to like hype themselves into the atmosphere and go at it again, and they had just coming back from lunch. So sometimes it kind of feels like they're tired. Like the Jason Momoa one I did, it felt like he was tired. Still all very, very nice, but God, it must be so exhausting. I mean, I've gone on tour, so I know what it's like to go from country to country and city to city and not get much sleep, so I get it. Ryan Reynolds versus Chris Hemsworth. Ryan Reynolds. And I love Chris Hemsworth. You can't top him. Stop trying. Yes, more than Tom Holland as well, before anyone asks. YouTube Rewind is out. Shungrid, you missed it. We did it at the start. It would help if they didn't make the interviews gauntlets. The interview gauntlets so demanding. Oh, interview gauntlets. Yeah, it's kind of a mill that they kind of just sit in one room and just go all day, and we just kind of filter in and out. So yeah, and they likely get asked the same kinds of questions all the time, which is another reason why I try and ask something different. And Kevin Hart said I looked cool. I don't think we got it on camera though. It was when I was leaving and I was shaking his hand. He said, "Thanks, man, you look cool." I was like, "Thanks, Kevin, you look cool too." You're awesome. Can you come to my house for my birthday? I try not to fanboy too much when I go into them as well, because I don't think anybody wants to watch that. I don't think anybody wants to be interviewed like that either, where I'm just sitting there and gushing over them for ages. But on the inside, I'm gushing an incredible amount. Ryan Reynolds or Ryan Reynolds? Okay, Kira, now you're just playing with fire. Because I don't just do all the... sometimes I'm very, very lucky to do them, by the way. I should say this first and foremost. I know how lucky I am to be able to do these things. I've worked hard on my channel and I've done some cool stuff and I'm very proud of some of the work that I've put in. But these types of things, I think, are kind of pure luck at this point. That I did a really good one with Ryan in the beginning, and that was a pure fucking miracle that happened. And then because of that good fortune and word of mouth within the studios, I'm able to do the rest of them. And I'm very, very fortunate to be able to do that. And I don't ever want it to seem like I think I'm great because I get to interview some celebrities. That's never the case. I'm incredibly grateful for the opportunities that I get to do. They're so much fun to do, and it's something so far beyond what I ever thought I would be able to do going on YouTube. Making videos and playing games and maybe having some developers talk about the videos of their games that I've done. That was something that I was like, okay, that's probably a possibility. But sitting down and actually interviewing huge celebrities for movies, which is my other passion beyond video games, is movies and acting, is just absolutely incredible. And I'm so grateful that I get to do that. And people keep coming back and they think that I do a decent enough job at it that I'm not kicked out and I don't get to do them anymore. And I don't know, it's so fucking awesome. Because there's a bunch of them that come and they're like, do you want to do this movie and these people? And some of them I turn down because it's just not people that I'm that interested in. And I think that that's what makes them fun. It's the same with the interviews, like the podcasty type of interviews, is because I don't want to just start turning it into a thing where it's like putting names and titles and just going after all of these people because they're doing a trendy thing right now. Like they're in this movie and everyone wants to watch this, so I'll go interview them. So some of them I turn down just because I'm not interested in the movie. I'm not interested in the people. Sometimes it's the people I'm interested in more than the actual movie, but you have to see the movie before you go interview them. So I don't know. I don't want it to seem like I'm just chasing down celebrities because I think that I'm going to become one, or I want to leave YouTube and just hang out with celebrities, because first of all, that's never going to fucking happen. And secondly, that will never be the case. I love doing YouTube. And I would never want anything to taint what I do here. Which, now I'm on Twitch. But I don't want anything to taint what I'm doing here on YouTube and this connection with the audience and those kinds of things, because that's what's the most important to me. So anyway, I'm quitting. Do you think you got famous too fast? Oh God. I don't know. In some respects, yes. But I never thought about it that way. Because, God, how do you talk about this without sounding like a douchebag? Or that you're full of yourself? My channel was one of the biggest growing channels of like 2015, 2016 era. I had some of the highest watch time on the platform and some of the most views and subscribers in the shortest amount of time. And I did not take that lightly. That was something that I didn't know until like a year after that those statistics had happened. So for me, I never thought about it. I just had my head down and I just made the videos that I wanted to make because it was fun. And that's what I'm saying, like, I was good at this thing, so I just wanted to keep doing it, and people really enjoyed it, so I was just happy that it was doing anything at all. But then, in some regards, people do expect a little too much of you too quickly. And then, when stuff shoots up, eventually it has to go somewhere. It's not going to keep going up forever. That never happens. It's not possible on YouTube, because trends change, algorithms change, interests change. So when stuff starts going down, then you're met with all the people who had too high of expectations for you suddenly shitting on you, saying that your channel's dying and you're worthless and, oh God, why did I ever watch you in the first place? You're not popping off. That kind of stuff. But that's all trivial bullshit that in the grand scheme of things doesn't actually really mean anything. So again, I just tried to make the videos that I wanted to make and let all that stuff fall by the wayside. But it did come with a lot of expectation and responsibility very, very quickly that thankfully I waded through pretty healthily. It fucked me up in some ways that I've never really talked about, but I think that over time, I think the channel's done some really cool stuff, so I can't complain. YouTube is awesome, and I absolutely love doing it, and I like the opportunities that it affords, and I like the types of things that you can do on it. Like, doing the interviews today, we threw in some swears, and we talked about sharting and stuff, and there was all these, like, weird type of stuff that I don't know if regular media outlets would allow. That because I'm my own boss and this is my thing and I'm in charge of everything that happens on this channel, I can do whatever the fuck I want within obviously YouTube's kind of parameters, but it's really nice to not have to answer to anybody, really. Even if your channel does end up dying off, it'll stay remembered for a really long time because of the impact it had on people. Well, that's very nice. Thank you. I mean, again, it doesn't matter. I've had my moment in the sun. I've already gone way beyond what I thought I could ever do with YouTube. And I don't want to sit here clamoring for more all the time. I just want to do cool stuff. And that's what I'm saying next year, because I'm turning 30. And I want to make sure that going into my 30s I want to make sure that I'm just not wasting my own time. And especially not wasting your time. I just want to do cool stuff. I want to push my boundaries. I want to push my creativity. I always watch movies with like friends or with Evelyn, and after the movie I have so much to say about it. And I talk about like the symbolism and the cinematography and the music and the sounds and the acting and everything. So I want to like harness that into some sort of creative outlet instead of just like talking to my friends about it. I want to like applicate that into something as well and see if I can replicate something and to see if I can make something creative myself. And I have all these visions in my head and like visual imagery and sounds and stuff that I want to put onto a creative project. I feel like I'm talking about myself too much. I get very paranoid about that. Because I hear other YouTubers, douchebag YouTubers, talk about themselves a lot, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to be that. And then when I hear about myself, even if it's the stuff I'm proud of or my accomplishments or anything like that, I'm like, I don't want to seem like I'm flexing. I'm still a paranoid 20-year-old Irishman on the inside. Yeah, a lot of people seem to forget that I'm 30, basically. I'm 30 in February. I'm a 30-year-old man. I'm not a boy. I'm not a child. Same, like, Felix is 30 now. Mark's 30. Ken's 30. We're all 30. That's kind of the point of a stream. I guess so. It is nice to just kind of hang out and chat, but sometimes I kind of go off on tangents and rant. Difference between talking about yourself arrogantly and just telling people what they want to know. Yeah, I guess so. Because I do miss that. I think I used to sit and do talking things on YouTube a lot more, and I used to do the milestone videos a lot more. Eventually I stopped doing them as much because I felt like I was kind of saying the same things over and over again. And because I was saying the same things, not that I didn't mean them anymore, but I felt like because I was saying them so much, they started to sound disingenuous. And I just didn't want it to seem like the stuff I was saying because I thought that that's what you expected to hear. So I kind of pulled back from them a small bit, but I almost went too much in the wrong direction, and now I don't do them as much. And that's why these streams are nice, because we can sit and interact with each other again. So I have thought about doing on YouTube like a monthly recap. I've seen some other YouTubers do this before. Me and Evelyn have talked about, she wanted to do one as well. And we're like, a monthly recap would be nice, just to talk about what's going on. Because there's a lot of stuff that happens that you just don't know. And recording a Let's Play of I Am Fish, I don't get to talk about what's going on in my life or where my head's at or what place my brain is at right now. So those kind of monthly recaps would be kind of nice. What do you guys think? Should I? You got those anime eyebrows. I sure do. I have eyebrows that will take over the world. I mean, I don't know why I'm asking you guys, because of course you're all going to say yes. That's the thing about asking your fans anything. It's very sweet, don't get me wrong. But sometimes when you ask your fans things, or your audience things, it's a lot of like, yes, please do it, because we just want to see everything from you. So that's very sweet. Thank you. Fuck no. Thanks, Kira. Now I'm going to do it out of spite. But yeah, that'd be nice. And if people just aren't into the idea after a while, then we just stop doing it. But why not try? What else is going on? What else is going on in the world of online? What's going on in social media? What's going on in gaming? God, I need a fucking haircut. That's what's going on. I'll watch you out of spite. Thank you. I hope a bunch of people are watching me out of spite. End of the decade. That was another reason why my mentality is just like, okay, I've spent 7 years kind of doing the same thing over and over again. So I want to test the boundaries and see where we can go. And it's that thing, I think a lot of people are afraid of losing their audience if they try something completely different. But at the same time, if I try something different and everyone leaves, then that's not the type of audience I wanted to have in the first place. I don't think you guys would leave anyway. But a lot of YouTubers have that mentality. But if that's the case, then I don't know. I wouldn't want... Oh, shut up, Siri. I don't think I'd want people to just leave just because you did something different. Vlogs are really mentally helpful. That too. It was a good way of just chatting and getting thoughts out instead of bottling things up in me all the time. I have a lot to say. I'm an emotional person. That's what part 2 is coming out next year. I know. I'm super excited for it. I'm gonna kidnap Troy and make him give me a copy of the game. Even though he has absolutely no control over that. But Troy did give me a suggestion for a book called Marcus Aurelius's Meditations. I talked about this before as well, but I finally started reading it today. I can see why he likes it. It's a lot of old English in the version I have though, but there's some good stuff in it. One of the things I read today, because he talked about reading a passage of it and then sitting down and being like, okay, I need to digest this. And I was like, it's just a book, man. And then I read some of it today and I was like, I get it. There was a passage. Marpek, I thought you left. Oh, thank you. There was a passage in it today talking about self-respect, and it was saying that let your soul do your soul. Basically it's saying just do what you want to do. Let your soul speak for itself and let it yearn for what it wants and do the things that it wants to do. Because if you don't do that, then you're disrespecting your soul or yourself. You're disrespecting your own stuff. You're disrespecting yourself by not doing the things that you want to do. And if you disrespect yourself in that regard, if you don't allow yourself to do what you want to do, you leave all the respect of yourself to other people. That if you don't have any self-respect for yourself, then the other people will start self-respecting you for you. Their opinions will start mattering more to you than your opinions of yourself ever will, and their opinions of you will start forming yourself. And if you start doing that, you will never be happy. You will never do anything that you want to do, and you will always be trying to please other people. And to a certain degree, on my channel, I had been doing that for a really long time. I just didn't realize I was doing it because it was still fun to do. But when I start, if I want to start doing more stuff just for me, in a way. Not in any sort of selfish way, because you're still coming along to do it anyway, but it's very true. Respect yourself or other people will tell you how you should be respecting yourself. And that's not healthy. Would you interview Troy? I already did. It's on my channel. It was a really nice interview. He talked about his son a lot. There's a concept of ego that is basically what you're describing. True. But that kind of stuff is fascinating. And it's the stuff that's like, oh yeah, that's super on the nose. But when you actually read it concisely, it's like, holy fuck. It's like that term that my brother sent to me recently, and I think he Instagrammed it out as well. And I'd heard it before, but I'd just forgotten about it, which is never take criticism for the people that you wouldn't ask advice from. And that's a good one too. Not to shut off your ears to criticism completely, but there are some people out there who just want to criticize you for the sake of criticizing you, that nothing you do will ever be good, and then we fall back into that previous thing again. But if I genuinely fuck something up, then I feel like people will actually say it. And then those are the types, like the people who watch me every day, and if I do something that really hurts them, then those are the people that I will definitely listen to, because that's something worth listening to, I think. But you don't want to, you kind of don't want to go too far either, in case you end up being surrounded just by yes people, because you don't want that either. There's a fine balance between all these things, and that's what in the book as well. Oh, the book's called Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. He's like a super old, he's a philosopher now. But what was he before? He was like a leader. Marcus Aurelius was a Roman emperor from 161 to 180. So, a fucking long time ago. And now he's a Stoic philosopher. But the first book in his Meditations is talking about... Oh, I closed the music as well by accident. The first book of Meditations talks about he takes stuff from other people. He takes mentalities, good mentalities from other people who have influenced his life. I'm reading from it, I'm like, that's great. It's cool to see him like sit down and be like, okay, this person was good at this, and I like that about them, so I'm gonna take that on and absorb some of that the best I can. But what I didn't know is afterwards I was talking to Troy about it. All the people that he was describing were people that tried to kill him or usurp him or destroy him in some way. But he didn't sit back and be like, you know what? Fuck those people. They suck. He was healthy about it and he said, okay, they have some good points and some good qualities. So I'm going to take those qualities and make myself a better person. Well, your hair, what has happened to it? I wore a hat all day and I don't have a haircut. I mean, it's awesome. It's glorious. It's soft. Oof, lag? Oh, internet must be giving you problems. This is my, I want to be in K-pop haircut. K-pop stands, you approve? Where'd you find this chill music? It's that lo-fi hip-hop beats to relax to stuff on YouTube. By Chilled Cow. Shout out. That one that you've always seen, like the anime girl studying while the cat is on the window. It's really nice. And there's some really great music in there, so go follow them. Beer all gone. See you later, Squally. Going to see a therapist? That's awesome. I think everyone should see a therapist, even if you're perfectly sane and healthy. Was that a Corona? It sure was. I like them because it's like drinking beer without any of the alcoholic benefits. Because it's so light and easy to drink. You could drink like 12 of these and nothing would happen. I drink like a fucking tank. We go out for Mad Lads, or I go out with Evelyn and we have like wine or something, and some of them are like, oh yeah, I'm feeling it now, and I'm like, man, I'm not feeling anything. What's wrong with me? I'm Irish. Runu, thank you for the tier 1 sub. And Corey, thank you for the tier 1 sub as well. Appreciate it. Amani Rose, thank you for the 8 months. 11 total months. Thank you so much. That's really sweet. Can you join Ryan as part of EXO? I wish. He needs to give me the hookups. Such a lightweight cat. Most people are. And I don't even drink that much. So I don't know where my resistance is coming from. Can you dab? Isn't it weird how the dab kind of faded away suddenly? The dab seemed like the meme that would never die. And now suddenly it's like no one really dabs anymore. What happened, man? Emerance, thank you for the 10 gifted subs. Holy shit. Thank you, that's really sweet. Thank you, Emerance. Can we get some PMAs in chat? I'm a real Twitch streamer now if I say stuff like that. Lauren, thank you for the 100 bits. I also think it's good to get comfortable with disagreeing with people every so often, even people you like. Absolutely. You should never agree with people 100% of the time. That's... I don't know. Maybe some people are just really easy to get along with, but I don't agree with all my friends or even Evelyn 100% of the time. We disagree on stuff all the time. Well, not all the time, but that's the thing. It's like disagreements shouldn't turn into fights between people that like each other. They should turn into conversation. And then even at the end of that, you might be like, huh, I learned a little something, and I've changed my views, or they've changed their views, or we kind of met in the middle. Or you just still disagree, and that's fine. Just wake up the next morning and still be friends. Messenger, thank you for the Prime sub. Tinker Train, thank you for the 500 bits. Hope you have a very Merry Christmas this year. Thank you. That's really sweet. I hope you do too. I hope you all do. I love Christmas. You're such a big brain, Sean. I'm really not. I'm just saying all the obvious shit. The stuff that everybody else has said before, but these are the things that I retain to pass along so you can say the same stuff to everybody else. Which I guess is probably most of society these days. Is there such a thing as an original thought anymore? Troy from Borderlands 3 is what happened to the dab. Oh, those characters fucking sucked. The bad guys? God. And I like Borderlands 3, but those bad guys were terrible. What push? Thank you for the 120 bits. No good. Thank you for the tier 3 sub. Wow! You get access to super big emotes. Twitch should start having tiered, or multiple tiered emotes. It shouldn't just be like tier 3 sub gets you one emote. That's bullshit. ADAC, thank you for the Prime sub. I think I might have said that already. Top of the morning, laddie. Sure, top of the morning to yourself. How's it going? Are you well? Devil a bother on you now. Psycho, thank you for the tier 1 sub. Opinions on the new Black Widow trailer? It actually looks pretty cool. And I'm not even a fan of Black Widow. I said in the last stream that I'm like, I don't care. But the trailer seemed fun. And that's what I'm most excited about. I just want a dumb, fun movie. Which is what most of the Marvel movies are. It's just dumb fun, you know, you're in for a good time. Except Captain Marvel, because I will fight anybody to say that that movie was shit. I love Marvel movies. I think they're great. I love superhero movies. But Captain Marvel is the first Marvel movie that I was sitting there going, oh, I could just leave and not miss anything. It was just a mess. I didn't like any of the characters. And then Felix hates Marvel movies, and then he watched Captain Marvel, he was like, I kind of liked it, and I was like, you're the fucking worst. Holy shit, it's no good, thank you for the 20 subs! Holy fuck! We need some sort of fanfare. What's my fanfare? I'm gonna search fanfare on YouTube and give you that. Okay, this is the first fanfare. This is what you get for your 20 gifted subs. Thank you, is no good. Trumpet PMAs in chat. This is great. You guys need to see this guy. Here comes the bride. Okay, he's gone. What a fucking legend. Randy Dunn. Houston trumpeter. Fuck yeah, Randy Dunn. Kill that trumpet. Blow my trumpet, baby. That's why I said trumpet PMAs, because that's what he was doing. This is a good trumpet. Thank you, Randy. Maybe we should look at some clips. Should I become that Twitch streamer? I'm married now. Yeah, Randy Dunn made it so. He just played a trumpet and suddenly was like, whoa! I'm married to Randy Dunn. Epic sax guy? No, Randy Dunn is the epic trumpet man. Can we get Randy Dunn in chat? No, don't. Man, it's so good to have good internet now. I have had good internet in the past, but I went back to shit internet for so long. And now, it's just so nice. I sync stuff to Robin in like minutes. It used to take hours and hours. I send like a 20 gigabyte file to him now. It takes like 5 minutes, 2 minutes even. Oh, it's so fucking good. It's good to hear good old Irish accent. What would you like me to say? I feel like I kind of have to put it on though, because I forget what my actual natural accent was when I was younger. I guess I was kind of like this. Although this is kind of drifting into like Dublin territory, you know, getting a little doby, a little scumbag, a little, you know. But an Irish accent would sound like this. You wouldn't say but, or some people would say but. The thing about an Irish accent is that some of the T's are an SH sound, so instead of saying butter, You'd say butter. Butter. Or butter. My Irish accent from where I was from in the Midlands would be butter. Water. Buttered. Can you do a Belfast accent? Not really. How now, brown cow? I can say it in like short bursts, but if I try and speak longer, it'll just start falling apart. It's already pretty bad. Also, Irish accents will say fart and part and mark. Pass me the markers. I once parked Mark's smart car in Harvard Yard. God, even my tongue is rebelling against that. So a Philly accent. Most of your American accents, probably on the East Coast-ish, heading in, are probably all just based on Irish accents anyway, because we had no potatoes, and then we were like, fuck lads! Leave! Go somewhere else! And then we just paved the entire East Coast of America. And then we made our way all the way across and built your whole country. And now every American is like, my dad's part Irish. It's like, cool. That doesn't mean you're Irish. I have a German Shepherd dog. Does that mean I'm German? It's not the same thing at all. And I don't have a dog! I have a bit of a southern accent on me. Southern what? Southern Ireland? I'm part Irish, fuck you. Come on, Kira. I've heard you speak. Where's that brogue? Where's that Irish? Where's that feckit anyway? Ah, fucking sure, it'll be grand. Everything to Irish people will be grand. It's like, did you hear about Tommy? Yeah, fucker lost a leg. Yeah, the dog ate it. Fuck it, it'll be grand. A few pints and it'll be sorted. Fuck off. You're not fully Irish, mister. Okay, just because some genetics test was like, ugh. They changed their stuff, by the way, Ancestry.com, and it comes out as more Irish now. I can't remember what it was, I look it up afterwards. But they changed it where now it's not like part Irish, part British, it's all like merged together, I think. Because they're probably like, we don't really know. But fuck it, I am Irish. I spent 27 years of my life there. More Irish than the rest of you fucking bastards. Just when you go Irish, just swear a lot. Say fucking, and say, fucking cunts. Shower of bastards. Shower of wankers. That's a good one. Everything's a shower of something. Shower of hooligans over there. Tony, thank you for the 500 bits. Team Trees. Yes! Keep donating to Team Trees, everybody. They're stuck at 16.5 million, I think. Sorry, Mr. Dunn. I need to get rid of you for a second. I need to check Team Trees. 17.3 now. Did somebody donate a shit ton suddenly? Holy shit. 17.3. We're getting there. I firmly believe they'll hit it by the end of the year, because as the year rounds out, people will start pushing it more and more and more again. The fact that they got so close so quickly, people kind of just like sat back and were like, okay, let's take a break for a second. Shower of feckers. Fair play to you. You're literally defining Scotland. I mean, Ireland, Scotland, as much as we love to say like, no, we're not the same. We're pretty much the same. Speak Dutch. Alles gut. Alsjeblieft. What else do I know? No. I always hear in the stores in Appie, it's like, I always hear bedankt and tootsies. But I think it's like bedankt mit tootsiens or something like that. But I'm always like, bedankt and tootsies. Thank you for your tootsies. But I don't know much Dutch. Because all you Dutch people have phenomenal English. Do you bounce your leg constantly? Tootsies. Yeah, I don't know what it means. And also, one of the first times I went to Evelyn's house, super lekker! Super lekker dog! Thank you, Val! One of the first times I went to Evelyn's house, there was a road sign saying, I said gefriesd Wegdeck. She didn't even know what it meant. And it's like gefriesd Wegdeck or something like that, but it was like something like that, but I just kept saying like it sounded like saying like get fucked loser, so I just kept saying gefriesd Wegdeck. What does it mean? I don't know. Frozen Road? Speak American? Ha ha ha, we're the best country. We think we own everything. La 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 la. That's my American and I'm sticking to it. That's not generalized and, and shitty at all. No, that's a boomer impression. Aren't all boomers American? Tree003, thank you for the 1,000 bits. Hope you and Gab are having a great day. We are, thank you. My fiance Thomas and I watch y'all all the time, and I'm super proud of the person you've become. Thank you, Tree. That's really nice. You don't even know me, and you're still proud of me, so that's sweet. Ah, Shadow Wolf, thank you for the tier 1 sub. Is that Amy Shadow Wolf? Thank you. Neon Magpie, thank you for the 100 bits. Watch the panda commercials, you love them. What are the panda commercials? Maybe I should do a little search for a panda commercial. Oh, those ones. Yeah, I've seen those. The ones where he's like in the shopping and he just like knocks over their shopping cart. I've seen them. Birdion, thank you for the 100 bits. Oh, Tootsies means see you next time. Gotcha, thank you. Yeah, Alshablift was confusing me. Because that's like, it'll be this much, Alshablift. And then you give over the money. I was like, Alshablift. There's like, Alshablift and Alshablift. I don't know if I'm even doing that right, but there's two different ones. And I'm like, what? Dragon, thank you for the tier 1 sub. Turquoise Magpie, thank you for the 13 months in a row. What? Thank you very much. Yeah, it means please and thanks. I know what it means, but I just never know which one is which. Life is Strange 2, I'll get back to it tomorrow, hopefully. People got so mad at me in Life is Strange 2 because I didn't recognize that David was at the end of the episode. The douchebag security guy from the first game. I'm like, it's been 4 years since I played the first game, and he was a shit character. So of course I'm not going to remember him. And he looked completely different. And acted completely different. Can I roll my R's? Yes, I can. I can also, like, do a thing with my uvula. I don't know if you could even hear it on a stream, but going... So that's like my uvula clicking on my neck. So I can talk like... Or I can breathe like Predator, like... And I can purr. Yeah, a weird cat purring thing. Yep. My brother taught me how to do that. Well, he didn't teach me how to do it. He could just do it, and for some reason, being a person who loves voices and everything, I could just tell what he was doing, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna try that. Wiggle the banana? The banana's always here. That was fucky with headphones? Really? People want to put on headphones again? I don't even know how I do it. But there you go. That's my talent. Sounds like the girl from The Grudge. That's more of like an kind of thing. I think. I haven't watched The Grudge in a long time. Clicker? No, clickers are like it's like a breathing in sound. Jodie Whittaker, thank you for the 5 subs! Woo! Appreciate it. Thank you. Cowrie, thank you for the 500 bits. And Moss Gaming for the 100 bits. Appreciate it. Thank you. Abby, thank you for the tier 1 sub, as well as Fancy Panda and Gordon Ramsay. Gordon Ramsay with the Prime sub. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. I really do, honestly. Thank you. Yeah, the Grudge is like a rattly, kind of slower paced one. You do that with your tongue? It's not the same. It's not the same with your tongue. Do Chewbacca next. Well, that's how you would do a Chewbacca impression. Is like shaking your uvula in the back of your neck. It's not with your tongue. That's not a Chewbacca. It doesn't sound the same. Do you know Simulacra is getting a sequel? Yep. I'm very excited to play it. Fuck, it's so much. Where did sub badges the same for all milestones? Because I'm bad at this. And I never actually change them. I should though. Do a bunch of impressions. That's my impression. Who was that? Guess. Guess in chat right now who that was. It was Wade. Drunk Yoda. Bill Clinton. Yep. You're all correct. Thurix, thank you for the tier 1 sub. As well as Goddess, British Hoosier, and Mitch, thank you for the Prime sub. Septic Devotee, thank you for the 300 bits. Do you have... Give me permission to quote some stuff you've said in the past for a project at school. Sure. As long as it doesn't make me sound like a fucking moron, which is 90% of what I say. Pick a good quote. Epstein didn't do it? I love this one. That's a great song. Do a Jacksepticeye impression. Top of the morning to you, ladies. My name is Jacksepticeye. Welcome back to Happy Wheels. Okay, today we're going to Segway Steve. Oh God, my ears. You fucking asked for it. God, I can't even do that anymore. There was times I used to record those episodes and afterwards my voice would literally be gone. Sounds exactly like him. I know. Just got transported to 2014. All the way to 2014. Mark laugh impression, please. Which one? I feel like I just do the same impressions over and over again. The I ran out of breath. And then the other one is Oh, I remember the clip someone put together of the laughs together and it was way too similar. I kind of felt bad. Who do I impersonate the most? Who do I impersonate the most? I don't know, you'd have to ask other people that. Too many people. Impersonate Felix? I don't even know what Felix does anymore. What? How could I forget? It's so weird. You guys see? Click merch. You guys want merch? Pixelings? You want G Fuel? (2016) PewDiePie for sure. Bruce. The best YouTuber, 2016. Bruce. It was a fun time. I did that on the Cringemas one. Felix is a shady salesman to you? Yes. Just like me, apparently, now. After my Google Stadia video, a bunch of people called me a sellout. I was like, oh man. Because the thing with the Stadia is that it didn't work for everybody. Actually, it didn't work for most people. So a lot of people had a really bad impression of the Stadia already. And they came to me and I really wanted to check it out anyway. I was very, very curious about the Stadia tech. So I was probably going to do a video on it anyway. And then Google came and they were like, well, if you're going to do one, like, we'd like to sponsor you. And I was like, that's awesome. Thank you very much. That's cool. Because Google are notorious for not really sponsoring anything. And then before it happened, I was like, oh man, I don't know if I should because I really don't think it's going to work on my internet. And I was like, maybe I should just pull out of this. And I was like, okay, you know what? I'll just try it and see if it works. And if it does, then great. And I tried it and it legitimately just actually worked. Like, I was expecting the worst. Destiny 2 was having issues that day, which is a shame because I had to play Destiny 2 for it. And it was like contacting Destiny 2 servers. And everyone's like, see, it's shit. Google Stadia is bad. I'm like, no, that's a Destiny issue. And I legitimately held up the controller and like pressed the button to be like, no, it's not laggy. And I have terrible internet, so this thing actually worked. And that's why I was so enthusiastic and optimistic about it. Because I for sure thought it was not going to work and it was going to be bad. But because it worked for me and didn't work for a lot of people, then people were like, no, you're sellout because you're a YouTuber and Google paid you. I'm like, no, I would never sell out for a product. If it didn't work and I was trying to hide that and then said it was great, that would be selling out and that would be bad and I would never ever do that. But there was a mob out for Google Stadia already and anybody's who actually worked. Because Alana Pierce, who I did the Death Stranding thing with as well, hers worked too and she was getting a lot of it and people were like, man, she must be sleeping with somebody at Google. I'm like, no, fucking hell. It's just for some people it actually works. That doesn't mean we're sellouts or bad people. It just means that it's inconsistent and that's the biggest problem. You're not a very good liar, fortunately. And that too, I'm a terrible liar. You would see it immediately. And what bothers me, because from the outside, I get it. I get how it looked. And I see that from that perspective. But I've spent 7 years doing my channel and I've built up these principles and morals and I've shown what type of person I am and the character that I have. And for people to think that I would just suddenly sell out like randomly for one brand deal is pretty fucking ridiculous. Is Jack quitting? No. What makes you think that I'm quitting? And I get some of the criticisms of Stadia, and those are fair, and you should criticize something if it doesn't work for you. But for me, it did work, and it was a brand deal, so I couldn't just shit all over something. And it wasn't an in-depth review of it either. It was just an overview and an unboxing of it to see, like, can I just take it out, plug it in, and play? And I could. And the fact that I was playing it on my mouse, and the mouse wasn't laggy at all, I for sure thought, okay, going from the controller to the mouse is obviously going to have a difference. And it didn't. It actually just worked. And it sounds like I'm being a fucking sellout to those people again still. But you know what? Fuck that. So frustrating. I still don't think they have enough games to warrant getting it. And I am curious. I should check it out on my new internet, because I have seen people with shitty internet say it works, and then people with fantastic internet say that it's terrible. So I'd be curious now that I have two sets of internet, could I actually play it and would it be bad again? But it is interesting tech. And my title was, is this the future of gaming? An actual question, which I thought was just a nice, fine, interesting title that would make people be interested in what the video was about. But then people took that word for word and be like, Jacksepticeye thinks this is the future of gaming. I'm like, I didn't fucking say that. In some ways, I think it is. The same way I'd say something like Netflix is the future of TV. doesn't mean it's replacing the old one. It just means that this is definitely a viable avenue for gaming for casual people. I still prefer it on PC. I still prefer it, like, physically. I still prefer actually gaming on my console for the clarity of the visuals and the audio and everything. But for people who just want a casual gaming experience to sit down and play, something like that, PS Now, xCloud is probably going to be something that really takes off for them, especially if you have the infrastructure for it and the games to back it up. Jody, thank you for the gifted subs. That's really sweet. Thank you. You guys don't have to all the time, by the way. I hope you don't feel like you have to gift subs or sub or give bits or anything like that. You can totally do whatever you want to do. I do appreciate it though. Thanks. I promise all of this stuff I'll put towards like good stuff. That was another thing with like more brand deals as well, is because I want to fund like really big projects next year. And if you can self-fund something, you have like a lot more creative control over things most times. And then you can kind of pitch it to other people and see where it goes. So that's kind of what I want to do. Is there any story behind my nickname? Yeah, I played football when I was younger and got hit in the eye with a friend who was coming up with a pair of glasses and tried to get the ball at the same time, and our heads clashed. And then my eye split open. Well, not my eyebrow split open, and it started bleeding. And then it got infected later on and turned a little septic, as he liked to call it. So my friend called me Jacksepticeye. And Jack was just a different way of saying John or Sean. Brian, thank you for the 100 bits. Buy something cool with these, Kappa. I will buy you food next time we meet. And that is another thing that bothered me, because with the sellout thing, is that I don't want to have to turn around and use the like charity card, because I don't think that that's an excuse for anything, and I don't think you should do charity just so you can lord it over other people's heads to say, well, I can't be this because of this. But I've done so much charity work this year, and I've donated like $120,000 of my own money this year. And I don't want to grandstand and be like, well, this is what I did. But sometimes you have to, because people just don't get it. And then they're like, oh, you're a fucking sellout. It's so annoying. It was the same with like people coming for Felix's ass a lot and saying that he was so selfish. And it's like, you realize he's raised millions for charity. Whatever, that's a different person and a different story. But again, that was an unfortunate event of being caught between a mob and something that people were just out for blood for. Again, some people had honest, valid criticisms of the product and everything, and that, again, that's fine. I'm not trying to knock that and say that everyone is a hater or anything, but you're too sensitive. I'm not sensitive, I just care. It's a shame that you would think that that's being too sensitive for something is actually caring about what you do and the people who look up to you and that kind of thing. Abby, thank you for the 560 bits. Did you ever play Fortnite with Brendan Urie? Yeah, we were saying it earlier. I would love to. I'm terrible at Fortnite though, and I think he'd get mad at me. Satanic Duck, thank you for the tier 1 sub. Orion, thank you for the 500 bits. My son and I appreciate all that you do. Thank you for the laughs. Oh god, now I'm actually bouncing the table though if I shake my legs. Sorry. You need a serious good old vacation, dude. Yeah, for Christmas I'll probably take a bunch of time off. You're just super empathetic. I really am. I empathize with people probably to a fault sometimes, yeah. Why did Mark, Bob, and Wade start calling you Sean more recently? I don't know. I think some people in my life just were calling me Sean a lot because they knew me more as Sean. There's a lot of times I meet people and they're like, hey Jack, can you, or Sean, sorry. And they feel bad about calling me Sean. Or calling me Jack, so they have to call me Sean. I'm like, it really does not matter. I literally do not care. You can call me either, or you can call me something completely different. I don't care. But I think people kind of got in that habit, and then some people started... Like, some of my friends started calling me Sean more, because they hung out with me more and more and more, and to them it felt weird to call me Jack. And then other friends heard that and kind of picked up on it, and it just kind of spiraled from there. People are more into looking for moments where others slip up these days. It's wild how negative of an outlook people have about others. Yeah, for sure. And I think that's bleeding into some people as well. And me sometimes as well, where I feel like people are trying to catch me out first. More than anything else. It's like, can I just play video games and be happy? And do fun shit. Okay, dumpy white boy. Thank you. Yes. Please call me that. For anyone who doesn't know, in Kyle is Famous, the video I uploaded yesterday, they called him a dumpy white boy, and I was like, that's great. I like that. I like dumpy white boy. Ethan and I haven't referred to you as Jack for years now. It feels weird too. Yeah, exactly. And then once you start doing that, it's like, oh, yeah, because you're not Jack. It'd be like me coming up and being like, hey, Gerbeagly. Well, I think it's also because Jack and Sean are both... like, names anyway. I don't know if anyone's actually called Gerbeagly. Or Meiskirm. So it just feels weird to do that, but Jack and Sean are so similar and quick and easy to say. It's like how a lot of people call Evelyn Gab. Just because Gab is like, it just like bounces out of your mouth and it's quick and it's easy. But I call her Evelyn. Except to some people I'll call her Gab, because if I call her Evelyn, some people might not know who I'm talking about. Who is your top artist on Spotify wrap-up? Hosier, which I'm very happy about. And makes a lot of sense. I've listened to a lot of Hosier this year. I haven't really used Spotify that much until last year though, so it doesn't have a good consensus. I said Jack when talking about you for months until I found out your name was Sean. It's fine, Bright. Again, does not matter. Getting a rise out of Ethan by calling him Crank is my favorite thing to do. Ethan should just embrace the crank. Why wouldn't he? That's what he called his channel. See you later, Jealous. Hosier, an absolute queer icon. Is he? I didn't know that. Wait, as in he's an icon for gay people, or he's actually gay and that's why he's an icon? I don't know. I don't keep up with his personal stuff too much. Oh, Hosier said lesbian rights, and that's pretty cool. Oh, awesome. Good for him. And yes, lesbian rights, gay rights, trans rights. All the rights. Everyone should be allowed to feel like a person in their own skin. Hosier, protector of lesbians. I hope he makes a song about being the guardian of lesbians. Now that would be an anthem. Daniel Howell has an army of lesbians. I don't doubt it. I think Daniel Howell had an army of lesbians before he came out, though. Daniel Howell has an army. People love him. And for good measure, he's great. I've met him in person a couple of times now and he's delightful. Tori, thank you for the tier 1 sub. Matthew, thank you for the prime sub. The Neon Magpie. Oh, I think... Thank you for the 200 bits. I thought I got to this one already. Come to us and make any game you want. What team would you like to work with and how would you like to make? I'd like to work with Naughty Dog to make a giant monster game. A giant monster game like The Last of Us. Like The Last of Us with giant monsters. The Last of Us meets Shadow of the Colossus. I would like that. And I think that there'd be a great studio to actually do it because their level of fidelity is nuts. Basically, I want like a Cloverfield type of movie. Or type of game. So that you're walking along and then like, instead of fireflies showing up and shooting at you, it's like that happens, but then suddenly like fucking Cloverfield bounds through and breaks the bridge over you and everyone just scatters. Everyone goes running for the hills. And then you either fight them or you're all trying to fight the monster and then waiting for the monster to actually leave and just seeing like a giant creature off in the distance just kind of like bounding around. More games need to do that. We've been playing a lot of Dark Souls 3 recently and just the amount of like scale that's in the background and it's all accessible. It's fucking nuts. Troy Baker VA in it. Troy can be the monster. But I'll settle for Last of Us 2 right now. Link, Breath of the Wild, thank you for the Prime sub. And Okami, thank you for the Prime sub as well. Merrick's, thank you for the 100 bits. Where's your hypothetical dream retirement? Like mine was always to be a sheep farmer in Ireland and it turned from a joke to a goal. That's kind of cool. I don't really have any dream retirement stuff. I just, as long as I'm happy and I'm around people who are happy with me and are happy for themselves and are just kind of into life, then it'll be good. He's only 30. I mean, yeah, but there's no harm in speculating. What is your hobby? I mean, gaming is kind of my hobby still. I'm like one of the only people in my friend group that still actually plays video games like night and day outside of recording them. Well, if I can, if I actually have the time. Or just really fucking love video games still. But other than that, I love movies and I love going to the movies and the act of actually going to the cinema and just watching good movies. Just dissecting them, just watching the acting and listening to the music and seeing how it all coalesces into like a cool experience. 30 is your athletic prime. Well, that's what The Rock and Kevin Hart were saying today, is that 40 is when you really know yourself. Your 20s you spend discovering yourself, your 30s you end up trying to get it in place, and then your 40s it's just like, here we go. Now I'm ready to live. But everyone's in such a rush to live these days. Everyone's in such a rush to figure out life and get there and figure out what they're doing. I mean, let's say this. All these 20-year-olds trying to figure out what they want to do in life and trying to get to the finish line and be like, okay, what do I do? Because society's telling me I need to do something and everybody on social media is doing everything else and I need to figure out what I'm doing. Which is fine. You should be feeling like that. I mean, not everyone does, but I was feeling like that and I had no idea what I was doing. And then it led to all these creative outlets and possibilities and trying different things. And I think that that's what's important at that period of your life. If you figure it out and then you end up doing it at 20, then where do you go from there? You spend 10 years doing that and then you're like, do I even want to do this anymore? Hopefully you'll have built up something that you can branch off that and do cool creative things from that, but don't be in such a rush to figure shit out. Just enjoy your time. God, I really am a fucking boomer. But again, I have experience with this shit and I've gone through this shit, so I feel like I can give something back. Do you think Baby Yoda is a baby boomer? Because he's 50. and he's a boomer, but he's also a baby. He's a baby boomer. Damn. There's a tweet for you. Go tweet that. This is how all my tweets end up happening. I'm walking around my house and then to Evelyn I'm like, I just thought of the best tweet. Like today I memed the Papa John's thing about in the last 30 days I ate 40 potatoes. Because he was like, the last 30 days I ate 40 pizzas. I'm like, okay. Maybe 40 slices, but 40 fucking pizzas? Jesus. I'm sorry, Papa John, but you might have a health issue. I would get in the ring with Papa John. You'd probably beat him very easily, because he's probably going to have a heart attack before then. Maybe I should tweet something about YouTube Rewind and be trendy and cool. Just right, YouTube Rewind, bad. YouTube Rewind, bad. Internet, bad. YouTube, bad. But that's not true, so why would I say that? Yes, consider YouTube rewound. Internet broken. Internet broken, internet bad. Social media scary, social media bad. Social media me no understand. Social media bad. Hashtag me no likey. Internet scary, internet bad, internet no understand. Me shake fist. Me make big statement. Why use lot word when few word do trick? I don't know what's happening anymore. We've gone off the deep end, lads. Old man yells at cloud. I should go out and yell at some clouds tomorrow. Me shake banana. Me flop. Me flop you bad. Me shake flop flop. Hashtag what's a hashtag? What is the stream I've turned into? I don't know. Maybe that's the point to leave it. This was fun though. Thank you guys for hanging out. We streamed for like 2 hours. I'm gonna go probably play more Dark Souls a little bit and then go sleep. Then go sleepy nighty night. So tired all day because I don't like traveling to London and doing the interviews and stuff doesn't actually make me tired. It's all the adrenaline I've built up and the nerves from being like, I gotta do it. And then it stops and then you're just like, it's like drinking a Red Bull and then you have that crash afterwards where it's like, I don't want to do anything now today. But yeah, I don't know what I'm uploading tomorrow yet. I'll probably, now that I have fast internet, sometimes I can actually record stuff and edit it and upload it all in the same day. Liam Goblin, thank you for the 5 subs right at the end. Thank you. Thank you to everybody who gifted subs and anybody who subscribed. Prime, Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3. Appreciate all of you guys. Anyone who gave bits. Any of you who were just in the chat here hanging out. I love you guys. You're the best. And I have so much fun hanging out and chatting with you. But sadly, our good times must come to an end. Sadly, meme time must end. Sometime. But maybe next time we do one of these, we won't just sit and chat. We'll actually like look at some clips or we'll source some memes or something like that for a video. It'd be cool to have you guys here like curating the video stuff as we're going live. I'd like that a lot. I think it would be fun. I've wanted to do that for a while, but we'll see where it goes. But until then, I'm going to wish you all a happy bye-bye. What's happening on Twitch? Evelyn's streaming this time, okay? Not to be biased towards my girlfriend, but she is really pretty and I love her very much. But last time we tried to raid her and it failed miserably because we were ending the stream. Or she was ending her stream as we were ending our stream. So go give her some love. She's playing a Nancy Drew hidden object game, I think. Or maybe it's not a hidden object game. I don't know. She's playing a Nancy Drew game, which is completely different to what I'm doing or what I would ever do. So chill out and have fun and have a bit of crack. But until next time, I'll see you next time, chat. Thank you to all the mods as well who are in chat, hanging out and helping keep things in order. Appreciate you guys. And all of you in chat. You're all the best. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. There goes the raid thing. Do I wait 10 seconds until it disappears, or do I end now and it raids automatically? I don't know. I don't know what I do. I just sit here like a fucking loser!